What if I told you that you have a superpower that could actually make the people around you smarter, faster, and more successful without you saying a single word to them? It sounds like some law of attraction woo-woo, right? But in 1968, a Harvard psychologist proved it was real. He didn't use crystals or manifestation, he used a deck of cards and a primary school classroom. This is the story of the Pygmalion Effect. It's one of the most famous, and slightly controversial, phenomena in psychology. It suggests that our expectations of others act like a hidden script, forcing them to perform exactly how we think they will. Here's how the experiment worked. Robert Rosenthal went to an elementary school and gave all the students a standard IQ test. But he lied to the teachers. He told them the test was a Harvard test of inflected acquisition, a fancy way of saying it could predict which students were about to have a mental growth spurt. He then gave the teachers a list of students who were academic bloomers. But here's the catch, the list was totally random. The bloomers weren't any smarter than the other kids. Their scores were average. But a year later, Rosenthal went back. And the results were staggering. The kids who were labeled as bloomers actually saw their IQ scores jump significantly higher than the rest of the class. The teachers' belief that these kids were smart actually made them smarter. Now, how is that possible? Did the teachers just spend more time with them? Surprisingly, no. Rosenthal identified 4 subtle, almost invisible ways the teachers changed their behavior without even realizing it. First, climate. The teachers created a warmer socio-emotional environment for the smart kids. More smiles, more nodding, more encouraging body language. Second, input. They actually taught more material to the bloomers. They subconsciously felt these kids could handle the hard stuff, so they gave it to them. Third, response opportunity. They gave these kids more chances to answer questions and, this is key, they let them talk for longer. And fourth, feedback. When a bloomer failed, the teacher gave detailed, constructive criticism because they believed the kid could do better. When a regular kid failed, the teacher often just moved on, assuming they'd reached their limit. This isn't just about kids in classrooms. It's happening in your office, your gym, and your relationships right now. If a manager thinks an employee is high potential, they inadvertently provide better coaching. The employee feels that trust, works harder, and, surprise, surprise, becomes high potential. It's a virtuous cycle. But there's a dark side to this. Because if the Pygmalion Effect is the angel on our shoulder, it has an evil twin. It's called the Golem Effect. The Golem Effect is what happens when we have low expectations of someone. If you think a teammate is lazy or a partner is unreliable, you subconsciously withdraw your support. You give them less input, less response opportunity, and a colder climate. And guess what? They perform poorly. Not because they're inherently bad, but because they are living down to the low ceiling you built for them. Think about that. How many people in your life are failing simply because you've already decided they will? So, how do we use this? Is the answer just pretend everyone is a genius? Not exactly. The takeaway here is about mindful expectation. The next time you're frustrated with a colleague or a friend, ask yourself, what version of this person am I feeding? Am I providing the input they need to grow? Am I giving them the response opportunity to prove me wrong? And most importantly, apply this to yourself. The inner Pygmalion. If you wake up every day expecting to fail, you are literally setting the climate for your own brain to underperform. Psychology shows us that we don't just see the world as it is, we see it as we expect it to be. And then, we go out and create that world. So, go ahead. Raise the ceiling. Expect more from the people around you, not because you're demanding, but because you know it's the only way to help them grow. I have high expectations for you. I'm betting you've got a great comment to leave below or a friend who needs to hear this. I'll see you in the next one.